I'm Stephen Hann from Archery Supplies. We're here today to shoot the new PSE Phoenix with fingers to see how it shoots. Now, some of the questions on this bow I get is, can I shoot with fingers without a tab? And that's what we're going to try. The most important thing when shooting fingers and shooting a new bow is shoot up close to the target. So I'm here at almost a point blank range with fingers to see where I'm going to actually aim. Because where I anchor with a recurve is under my chin, I'm going to try and probably aim somewhere on my face with this to try and have my sight similar to the release aid. So let's just have a quick shot. I'm going to shoot with fingers to start with, and then we're going to go to finger tab. So that shot actually aimed a little bit low. Now I have no pain whatsoever on my fingers, shooting with no tab, no finger tab. So now if I shoot a recurve or longbow with fingers, there is immediate pain in my fingers. Now my theory for that is, and take from that what you will, is I'm actually not holding a lot of weight here, so I'm only holding like 20 pounds. But even if you shoot a 20-pound recurve, you'll still get pain in your fingers. So okay, that's pretty close. So I'm kind of under my chin. No pain whatsoever on my fingers at all. Now, when you shoot fingers out of a compound or out of a recurve, the arrow comes out left to right. And it's really important to have the right spined arrow for your bow. If your bow's not set up correctly or you have the wrong arrow rest, what's going to happen is the arrow is going to whack the bow on the way through or whack the arrow rest. So I had one customer shooting a plunger button with his compound, and he said, oh, my plunger button needs a warranty return because it's bent. Now what that indicates to me, straight up, to bend a plunger button, to bend the metal of the plunger button, the arrow has to physically hit it. So the bow is not tuned. Now that means the arrow rest is either not set up correctly or the arrows are the wrong spine for the bow. So just bear in mind. Now that the plunger we did do on warranty, I didn't return it to the manufacturer, I just wore the cost of it. So I just refunded the guy his money on the plunger button, and I'm pretty sure he brought the same plunger button from one of my dealers, because I had a dealer order the same plunger button about the week after. So yeah, basically it is so important when shooting fingers to have the correct arrow and the correct setup. Otherwise you're going to damage your arrows, damage your bow, damage your parts, and you're not going to shoot very well. I mean, I've had people with recurve, and I'm kind of dribbling on, with the plunger button set too light, the tension in the plunger button set too light, and the arrows were actually hitting the riser on the way through and snapping his arrows. Now, once again, that was, warranty, Stephen, the arrows are just snapping. It was clearly the plunger button not set up correctly. And when we set up the bow, it had no issue. It's just he took it to the club and someone at the club then set it up. So it's so important. I shoot recurve, and I'm going to be working on arrow point weights today, and hopefully I'll do a video on it today so I've got the correct spine arrow. I've just got to determine whether it's 110, 100 grains or 120 grain point is going to be optimal for grouping. So let's just fire one more shot. That's all right. What we're going to do now is we're going to move back and see at longer distance how the arrows group. And once again, no pain whatsoever on my fingers. So it doesn't even, on a recurve, often they'll crunch in. This, even though the limbs pivot, I've got no finger pinch. It's comfortable to shoot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move back in distance now and see sort of how I group at distance. Now, just up here where I've just shot, my arrows are actually left and right are perfect. Up and down are up and down. And that's because I've been experimenting with a different position on my face. So we're going to move back further and then see how we shoot. Okay, so we're back here. It's probably about 15 meters from the target. Shooting the Oneida with fingers is such a good thing. Like, it's fun. Shooting a compound with fingers, a normal compound bow, is risky because you risk the chance of derailing the bow, pulling the strings off the wheels. This bow can't happen because it's on limbs. It's just so good. It's just so much fun. Now, when you're setting up a ROS with fingers, I'm shooting Whisker Biscuit at the moment. It's preferable to have an ROS which has something holding the arrow from the side, because when an arrow comes out with fingers, it's moving left to right. So you want something that holds the arrow on the bottom and allows the arrow to move left away from the bow. So the ROS I'd recommend for finger shooting would be something like a center rest flipper, anything which has got a wire and a plunger button, but bear in mind the plunger button issue, that if the arrow is not set up correctly, you will bend the plunger button, or if you're shooting a plunger button with a Teflon tip, you will rip the Teflon tip off. So if that's not set up correctly, I'm going to say not set up correctly. Generally, when I set up a bow in my shop, I'm shooting the correct weight arrows and I've set the bow up, it's not a problem. It's always a problem when other people are shooting the wrong spined arrows and the bow set up incorrectly. So it's just so much fun. I had a guy come in my shop on a side story trying out all the top of the line compound bows. He said, look, I really want to get one compound bow, so give me some to shoot at. So I gave him a Hell X, Matthews Hell X, PSE Supra, PSE Evolve, pretty much whatever he wanted. And he said, can I have a shot with the Oneida, this bow? Because he had one before, and he said, out of all the bows in your shop, he said, this is the best. I was like, that's interesting. Like, now with shooting fingers, I find so much harder than shooting a release aid. Shooting a release aid has its own issues, but shooting fingers, you've got to make sure you don't twist the string, you've got to make sure it comes off clean. It's hard work. And that's why I practice so much, hopefully to get it right one day. We'll just go down and see how they group. Oops. Okay, so I'm up here at the target. Now that arrow, and that arrow were shot at close distance. So my finger grouping from about 15 meters, I've got one there, one there, one there, one there, one there. So my accuracy with finger shooting is so much worse than a release aid. Like, it's not even comparable. With a release aid, if you watch my other video where I shoot this bow, they're basically all on the 10. So they were grouping like that at 18. So I'm at closer distance. And like, would it kill an animal? Yeah, at 15 meters, but it's not good. In fact, I'd shoot better with my recurve, but this is cool. This is fast, it's easy, there's no finger pain at all. I don't need a glove. So that's going to bring me to my next question. In the movie Arrow, the star Oliver Queen, or I know his name's Stephen because they sent me some Oneida parts for the movie Arrow by mistake. They got the Stevens wrong. He shoots one of these bows with fingers, and in one of the scenes he's got to shoot three bottles in a movie set to stop the bomb going off. So I thought, he may be a better shooter than me, and he may know his bow better than me, and he may practice a lot more than me. But I thought what we'll try and do is we'll try and simulate that here and see how I go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up three bottles, same as in the movie set. I've got 3 shots, and see if I hit it. Now, I'm probably going to die based on this this result, but let's see how it goes. Okay, so we're out here to shoot that target. It's red liquid, which is actually red cordial, which is for people not in Australia, it's kind of like a soft drink, but it's made out of water. In the Arrow TV series, he's got a hidden object about that size 3 times quickly before the place explodes, so we're going to see if I can do that. And let's see how it goes. Going well so far. D-loop's a problem because it just spun around on me, which I wouldn't have on a finger shooting bow. Last one. Three out of 3. Perfect. I'm Stephen Hann from Archery Supplies. This is the Oneida Pheonix. Finger shooting bow, it's awesome. No pain whatsoever in my fingers, nothing. So if you want to shoot this bow with fingers, shoots great, and not the same accuracy as you get with release aid. But if you're looking for fast, easy to shoot, pull and shoot, there's really nothing like an Oneida for that type of archery. So really like it. I think the bow's a bit quieter also with your fingers. So if you like just natural hunting with fingers, check out the Oneida. It's really a pretty cool bow. So I'm Stephen Hann. Enjoy your day, and thanks for watching. Thanks. Bye.